Here we go. Welcome, everyone. What a great night. It was such a clear day. I've been excited about this all day. So we're going to get started. So we're going to do our introductions first. I am East Coast Mystic, and my Facebook page is East Coast Mystic, and my website is eastcoastmystic.com. So pretty easy to find me. I think I drilled that in there. I'm excited about the messages tonight. I think there's been a lot of connections. So welcome.
Hi, I'm Mystic Gypsy. I'm super excited to be here today. I have some good feelings about the messages coming through, and I'm excited to see what love energy is here for us this month. You can check out my Facebook page at Mystic Gypsy with 2 eyes at the end.
Hi, I'm Daughter of the Sea. So you can find me on Facebook, Daughter of the Sea, Crystals and Tarot. And I guess I'm excited to see what the cards have to say tonight.
Hi everybody, this is Crystal here. It's great to be here again. If anybody is interested or has more questions about what I do as a reader, I am with the High Priestess as well, so you can contact me through Phoenix Rising School on Facebook. And please feel free to leave me a personal message.
Okay, wow. Welcome. So I believe we are ready to get started. I don't know who to get started with. We do have a few people that we're going to do last because they're not going to be joining the live. But let's start with Patrick. I'm going to start with you tonight. Welcome.
Great, thank you. Glad to be here.
Good. Well, it's a fresh new month. It's a good month. A lot of changes happening. So you can ask us anything you want. You can ask for a general reading. You can ask for a message from someone on the other side. Or if you have a specific question or something or a topic you'd like to know. What is it you'd like to know tonight?
Okay. I'm thinking I'd like a general reading, please. That would be really good. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about taking possibly a cut in hours at work, so I can focus on my mental and physical health.
Okay.
And yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so you'd like to see how that's going to, how that would be, okay, if you were to go in that direction. Okay, I'm going to start first, and the other psychics will get connected. Let's see what I have for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Oh. The first card you got was a Lover's card. So I know that even though you want to know about work, I mean, is this because this is February and we're hoping we're going to focus on some love? The Lovers came up for you. What I love about this for you, though, is that this lets me know that you are actually in a good place. When the Lovers card comes up, it means that you're actually walking a path of destiny right now. So the only thing that you need to do is, yes, keep yourself balanced, but when you get agitated or when you feel like you're not doing something, do something, because this energy is around you. So I feel like the universe is urging an action, and that might be a confusing energy for you. So when you do feel like there's too much energy, what is it that you should do? I like this because it's a balancing card. It also lets me know that your masculine and feminine side, your right brain and left brain, are also in a place of balance. So, and relationship wise, what's happening to you is preparing you for the next phase of your life. And sometimes we go through mental transformation and physical transformation. You're going through a transformation, and it is a balancing state. So don't be too hard on yourself, but follow the energy. If you have too much energy, you definitely need to do something, even if it's going for a walk. As far as making your decision right now, you do have to think it through, because in a way, there is a self-sabotaging energy to it. Right. And it's because you haven't found a replacement. Right. So if you do feel, I do feel like you are ready for change. Okay. And I feel like that's why you want to cut your hours, but I definitely feel like you should seek something else. Maybe even a new job that's a part-time job somewhere else. But you definitely need a change. And I don't think giving up your stability, the cards are showing the Page of Swords, which means it's you're taking a chance making that change.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But you can create the space you need to do the things you want. It's just get out of your mind and into the action. It's like, even if you get an idea, follow the idea. Don't think about it. Okay. Because your intuition is guiding you. And you got the 8 card. And this means no way. This is a working card. Part of your work is lining you up. It's preparing you. It is part of your journey. I see this as you have to keep going. Okay. That's what I get. As far as relationship, because that came in, I know I'm going to saying so much, but I definitely wanted to pull a card, and that's what you are being prepared for. But you do need to be secure and prepared. And the Moon and the Wheel of Fortune card came up with that, which lets me know you're still manifesting your identification, who you are. And when you're settled with who you are, which means honoring and appreciating your energy, so will a partner. Okay. So that's what I get for you.
Okay, perfect.
Stay on your path.
All right, I will.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
For you, what I'm getting a lot of is you definitely do need to focus on your self-care, like taking care of body, your mind. And I do think that cutting back your hours at work would be beneficial for you if you're financially able to, like, as long as it doesn't bring stress to your other areas, because as a whole, you need, like the cards are showing me, you're needing like the balance and fullness, and not right now you're tapping more into one side of your energy where the cards are showing me that they want you to kind of like tap into it all, like connect to those other sides of you. And I do see that, if you don't focus on that, it is going to wear you down. And so they're really wanting you to know that, like, embrace and put up your boundaries, because I see like boundaries as a big thing here for you, especially when it comes to your work and your personal life, because they're showing that you want to have those relationships that are a mutual exchange, right? Like you're not giving too much of yourself without receiving any support and care back. And I noticed that the cards are showing there's like this fast energy around you, so just really like kind of taking those moments to breathe and kind of like calm yourself down are really important. Because even though time might feel like it's going slow, it's showing me like it's going fast around you. So just take those calm it shows that it feels like it's slow, but it's like the more you tap into that wholeness and the kind of like, it's gonna bring you that stability to just like breathe and not feel like there's so much going on. But I do see, like, for you, I've got the World card as your outcome card. So that's a really beautiful card. And I feel like when you tap into those like elements, and maybe I don't know if you do like any chakra stuff, maybe like try like an alignment, finding which one is out of off
I
balance.
have been trying guided meditation. I find that helps.
Okay, so that's beautiful. Definitely continue with that. If whatever is working.
Sometimes I get a bit distracted and I might get a little lazy with it, but I always keep going back to it.
I think too, like with meditation, I find that there's a bit of a misconception with like when something comes in and it feels like it's a distraction, often it's not. It's being brought forward and just kind of you gently redirect yourself, and that's okay. It happens to the best of us, right? And that's a good thing, because it's just processing in your subconscious, right? And then once you're able to redirect back to your meditation, even if it's not fully, it'll feel you might not notice it right away, but subconsciously your mind is like processing, right? Which is beautiful.
Right.
So definitely keep up with that. Or maybe if sometimes you have to go through a few, and I feel like for you, you might have to find the right one or the right niche. Yeah. Because not all guided meditations are forever. But definitely hang in there and keep pushing forward with with the things that are blossoming for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
So for you, I pulled the Three of Swords and the Three of Wands. I feel that it shows me that you're really connected. I love the power of the threes, right? Like, I know I'm French. Don't make me say tree too many times. I just find that it's growth. It brings you growth and luck. Okay. And I feel with the Three of Swords, I feel that for the past 3 months, you've had some disappointment, especially if we go back 3 months ago. I feel that, there's an emotional release that you have to cut. You have to cut from that. And I feel that's why the Three of Wands come up. So you can see that the sun is in the horizon. I feel like doing the changes you need. I think that you have joined the meditation. I think that's great, even though I sometimes don't stay totally focused either. But I think it's a good way to clear your mind and work on yourself.
Right.
I just want to hang on a sec. I just want to pull one more card to go, because 2 cards, we should have 3 cards.
Okay. And I have gone.
You have gone where?
Oh, I have gone back into therapy. And I've been doing some therapy. Yeah.
You control. You're in control. You hold the reins. That's right. To work on yourself. And I feel that that's finding your momentum again. That's going to help you to focus ahead, right? You're going to cut the Three of Swords. You're going to cut that pain. You're going to cut that loss. And I think in 3 months, let's look at the threes. Let's go 3 months from now and see the growth that you're going to find and find in yourself, even doing those little changes that you might want to do. Like if it is working a little bit less, but working more on your mental health, on yourself, I think that's going to bring you growth. Yeah, I think that is what you have to do.
And that's what I'm looking for. Growth. So
I think it shows in the card. That's where you're focusing and you're holding the reins. So baby, ahead. Not looking back.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Nice having you here.
Glad to be here.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so I feel like there's a bit that I've laid out here on the table with my cards that collaborates with what Daughter of the Sea mentioned, and I got the Three of Swords for you as well in the present position. A lot of people shirk at the Three of Swords card, as it often tends to signify heartbreak of some sort or a disappointment. However, the Three of Swords can also be an opportunity to grow from a disappointing situation and utilize that which is difficult about the emotions in a creative way.
Right.
Okay. I do see that it has impacted you significantly. But you have 3 aces on the table, which is amazing opportunity for growth and a variety of new directions. The cards do want me to tell you that whatever this is pertaining to, it was very probable that would go down the way that it went, and it wasn't. It's to try and refocus you on how you give to yourself. Okay, because I feel like you have some latent empathic qualities that you haven't fully realized yet.
Oh,
and okay, so like a lot of the times with people who have strong empathic qualities, if they're not fully realized, it's often that we just want to kind of the go-to is to provide for others. Like we just want to be able to kind of set that stage and help and like be there, and those are awesome things. But if if it's not happening in a way that you have realized your empathic quality, there it does leave space for situations to occur that you end up feeling like you've gotten the short end of the stick. So what the cards are showing me here is that you're in like what you are feeling about having to take more time off work or just cut your hours back, and you are being intuitively led to take that time. You're being intuitively led to take that time for yourself. And so I want you to know that the cards are showing that is in your best interest. I wouldn't necessarily like East Coast Mystic did say maybe not to quit, but you do definitely want to still feel that sense of stability that at this time that your job does still provide, but that the next several months are going to be really clocked in to you and how you give back to yourself, and how you love on yourself. That is vitally important at this time. It also does show that you're kind of like you're kind of like at a fork in the road, okay? Or you will be pretty soon. If you're not already,
I do kind of feel like I'm at a crossroads right now.
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's your reading. And so it does show a fork in the road. It does see you contemplating closing some things out, but you're confused about what direction to take. Yeah. Like what options you have. When you take this time for yourself in the next few months, if you do that appropriately, you will get clarity. It'll come naturally without you having to like stress over figuring it out. Okay. And I do feel that it will lead you to where you are going to be going next, which has something to do with you developing skills that will help other people, and you'll get paid for it. Okay. And your advice is that to not to be aware and hold space for any kind of fear or there's a sense in the cards here with the advice that you like second guess yourself a lot, and that you let it hold you back from doing something you want to do. And it's
Right, yeah.
so the advice is for you to be able to look at that honestly and try to focus on in this time that you have for yourself in building like a sense of self with like a relationship to yourself where you will be willing to address that, and then also how would I say, just gently dip your toes in into doing something that you might not normally do, even if it's just something really simple, and then like kind of lead your own hand that way so that you can show yourself that like there really isn't anything to be afraid of. And yeah,
Right.
your path has a lot of great potential coming up, so try to focus on that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think there's lots of good stuff there for you. So
Oh,
make sure you
perfect.
listen to this again. But I see
will.
positive things ahead of you. So that is awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
The last thing I would say, and what I was getting off of the Three of Swords, because it came up twice for you, is maybe try working with your spirit guides, you know, and working with your psychic abilities as well. Because when you're dealing with your psychic abilities, you know, our higher self sometimes fights our lower self, right? Our higher
Yeah.
self sometimes wants to kick in to defeat self-defeating things or energies that we believe that no longer serve us. So I would
Right.
definitely work with your intuition, and your intuition only guides you in a positive way.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome. I
Appreciate it.
need to go to Barbara.
Hi.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
I love the energy around you. It looks like it is very bright. So I just wanted to tap in while it got my attention. What would you like to know tonight? You can ask a specific question. You can ask for a message from the other side, or, you know, anything specific.
I think today I would like to go a little bit specific related to still my future path, you know, and finding clarity about that. I'm still trying different things and still not clear on what I want to do. I'm going on a trip next week in Sedona for like a little spiritual retreat solo to try to tap in more. And
I have
want to,
goosebumps everywhere. That is,
So- yeah, if you see anything that's gonna help me get some kind of clarity there.
have you been there before?
Never.
Oh, I love it there. That's like I haven't been there for a while, but I wanted to go this winter. But since COVID, now I have a fear of flying for some reason. So now I gotta beat that. So maybe I'll go next year. Okay, let's do a reading on this. Okay, so 3 cards. Okay. Oh my gosh. Of course you had to get this card. You got the Hanged Man card, which means that you already have everything that you could create as a success for yourself. But it's like as soon as you connect with it, it's almost like it's too easy for you or something. So there's an energy that you need to tap into. And I think that's why you're drawn to Sedona, because it is more about connecting to your spirit. And it's really interesting that came up, because it lets me know also this came up, which is your mind. So it's like getting away from your mind and into your spirit. And that's exactly what's going to happen with you. But this also does let me know that because you're not getting the self-care for yourself, your mind fights the lower vibrations in your daily life. So it's like you don't get a certain escape. So you definitely need to do more healing for yourself to break free. And I feel like that's why you are drawn, is because you've had enough, but your mind is changing as well. So it's actually quite interesting, because you're birthing something new. And there is an idea but I do feel like it is more spiritual than you would actually think of going. Your healing ability is what needs to come through. You need to activate your healing ability. You got the 9 of Swords with me and the 9 of Pentacles. So that lets me know you are in a place of transformation. And that transformation has to do with your mastery. But it also has to do with something that will excite you, not just with your healing ability, but your finances.
Right.
So how do you see people bringing you money?
I would love to have people consult people on something. I'm not sure what. Like if I don't see myself doing just cards. I would like this to be a tool, but I would like to help children and do some kind of treatment. I don't know if it's crystal or I've looked into Leo Chi. I'm not sure if that's something I should go train for. I just don't.
I don't feel it like that. I feel like it's more of a coaching, and I don't feel like it's like, I don't feel like it is a tarot. I feel like it's more like about self-love, right? Or something that anybody could use, children and adults or families. Like you could have different divisions of it, but I see it more like a workbook or maybe a workshop that you can do and offer. But I definitely see your work being online and from home.
Okay.
Right? You could also work out of other people's locations, do it once a month. That works for a lot of people. I could definitely see you doing that just to get you out of the house. So maybe you have a couple locations, look at the cities around you and what kind of wellness centers are there and what they're offering and what you can offer. But I know that you already have the schooling, right? I know you have some courses behind you. Now it's just creating something interesting. Yeah. That has that value. You have knowledge and value ready to go. And that's what this means. You already know, and what you know can already make you wealthy. Okay. And successful. But this is also a community card and living in harmony. So I feel like living in harmony is definitely something that you should look at.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I just picked an angel card and you got manifestation. So yeah, act like you're putting together a program, even if it's a 7-day program, and just see where it takes you. Maybe it ends up being a 3-day program. But I know that if you put these things together, body, mind, spirit, family, you'll be able to put an outline together and just do a bullet list and see what kind of outline you get.
Okay. All right.
Have fun with it. You're creating something new.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
Good. So I do see some really beautiful cards here for you, but I also am seeing that Spirit is like bringing you this opportunity in Sedona for you to find that clarity that you're seeking. And I think though, what I'm also seeing is it's sometimes like it's surrendering that desire of what you're trying to search for and just like letting it happen. And just, I know it kind of sounds, but what I'm seeing is there's so much attachment right now to what you're trying to seek. And it's showing that it's kind of like it's got you just turned facing the wrong direction. Okay. And so like right now, I think that I do see like the list thing that East Coast Mystic is talking about, really good and really it'll be helpful for you. But I also see that when you're in Sedona, you're gonna have these moments that are kind of like awakening to you. These are moments where you'll find like the truth beneath why this is why you need to fulfill this desire, right? And I think it's deeper than you know. I think it goes down to a more emotional place. It's something that you're fulfilling from your cup, like from your heart. And I do think that it does have something to do with healing people. And I think that I see cups for you in that field. So you are going to be dealing with interactions with people's emotions, with something that, with their relationships maybe. But I also see you as like, with Mother Nature too, like kind of like I don't know if it's outdoors, if you like to do things outdoors, maybe like some sort of, I don't know what it is. But I just see you outside. Okay. And there's a group of people. So it could be when you're down in Sedona, that's something that you're experiencing, or a workshop or something that you're going through kind of triggers that in you and is like, aha, like I'm into this. This might be my flow. This might be something that I can really tap into. And if you're feeling that, embrace it. You know, write it down, because later on when you're done and you come home, you can kind of like keep a journal while you're there. And when you come home, you can kind of reflect back on that and see like what were the parts that you tapped into the most, what were the parts that fed your soul the most. And sometimes when you're doing these types of things and you're gone, and then you come home, some of the experiences, if you haven't wrote it down, our subconscious remembers, but our like conscious mind doesn't, right? So it's like looking at it, I feel like for you will be beneficial, seeing it on like in front of you. So I do think that this is going to be a really beautiful experience for you. So I'm really excited that you're going to do this. I can't wait for you. So good things are ahead. Beautiful. And I do have like the 8 of Wands, so it's gonna come to you quick. Like you're going to see the signs. They're going to be things that are going to affect how you move forward over the next few months. So I'm really excited.
And the other thing I have to say is, while you were talking, I kept seeing the singing bowls. So if you're going to Sedona, make sure, if you don't have singing bowls, make sure you do it. There's a beautiful store. You walk in and there's hundreds of them. So I would definitely do something like that. I know it would definitely affect you, but I could see you doing that. And the other thing I kept seeing was flashes of like jewelry. And I don't know why.
Right.
But jewelry might be something that could be a product or something you're drawn to there, or even a type. Maybe it's a certain stone, but I definitely saw jewelry.
Okay.
And with the 8 of Wands, that means it is more than one thing. So almost like a restaurant has a menu, put your menu together of what it is that you want. You definitely need a product and a service, and then something that you can do like a workshop. I definitely see those things.
Okay.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Hey. This is so exciting because when East Coast Mystic is talking about restaurant, when I see you, I get hungry. And your cards, I mean, this retreat, I have no idea where this is, or I'm going to have to look it up after this reading. But it sounds very delightful. I got the Judgment card for you, and I feel that, like East Coast Mystic was saying, and I wrote a few things down because you said, I feel she's birthing something, and I wrote rebirth, like inner calling. I feel this is the retreat. This is the retreat that sets her soul free. Okay, so I put let go of your old self because you're going into a spiritual awakening.
Right.
And I love that. And I got the Strength card. I think it's going to bring you strength, that a different kind of strength. Okay. And this strength is to, it's going to open some doors for you. Like East Coast Mystic said, Mystic Gypsy, journal while you're there. Focus on your goals, focus on your dreams. And I'm not sure if you connect with a Carol or not, but I have a Carol. The Carol is here, East Coast Mystic, the one in my dream. And she says, and I'm not sure if it's for you, but I got on your reading when they're speaking, I pulled the 7 of Wands, okay, and Mystic Gypsy pulled the 8 of Wands, but I feel the 7 of Wands, anybody trying to get in the way of your goals, you're going to get the strength to overcome that. And Carol says to me, and I wrote it down, go to a wellness center, like East Coast Mystic was saying, okay, to manifest what you want to come. You're not quite sure, where do you want to go? Crystals, healing, Reiki, I feel there's something to do with disability. So I got disability comes at me, and I feel it could be working with people, individuals with disability, or maybe even children. I'm not sure. And this week, it's funny that we talk about that. I looked into yoga for children with disabilities and yoga for autistic, and there's none around.
Autistic is always something that has been calling out to me. I'm like, I
have goosebumps everywhere. I love that.
Me too. I mean, it's just so strong. Like when Barbara come on, I was like, okay, we need to have a little cake and we need to talk about this. We're bringing this out.
When you were talking, I could just see her, and it was like she got to realize, this is what I get you're going to experience when you go to Sedona, is you're going to experience a shedding of shit that you're carrying that you don't have to. And you're going to realize that as soon as you're in your own space and out there, certain things you won't even be worried about, or you won't be thinking about. And that's an actual true shedding. And when you come home, you still won't be worried about them. So I kind of see that kind of energy happening.
Yeah. I'm excited. Come back on after Sedona, because we need more. We need more info. So I think this is really good for you. Okay, and I can't wait for your next steps. I mean, this is going to open doors for you.
With so much expectation on this trip, and I know I have a lot of attachment, but at the same time, I'm hoping I'm going to get clarity or something helping to let go there,
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be the beginning of that. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Good. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so what do we have here? I feel like as East Coast Mystic had mentioned, there is a sense of you feeling drawn to like further education, higher education, not necessarily in the traditional sense of like going to a university or anything, but that you put a lot of value in people who hold positions that you perceive as being powerful, as when it comes to not powerful like say politicians or something like that, but more like what you perceive to be like spiritual powerful or something like that. And although there's nothing that's wonderful, it is a little bit of a distraction because you do have the tools you need in order to figure out where it is that you need to go next. There isn't any kind of outside source piece that you need to acquire that you don't already have. But I feel like there's the sense, or that you have had a sense before, that if you don't, that you might be missing out on something if you're not actively engaging with your environment and kind of I feel like you're like a real seeker, like you're always kind of learning new things and acquiring new skills, and I get that because I'm like that too a lot of the times. But in these cards here, it does suggest to look a little closer to what you've acquired so far, because you are literally sitting on a wealth of information that just hasn't been organized properly.
Right.
And part of that, there is like, it does come up that there is almost an uncomfortability when it comes to sitting still. Like you don't, like, you feel like it's going to take a lot to kind of, like, you don't want things to take forever. Like you kind of want to just, you want to engage with things that feel like you're getting something from them pretty quickly. And if it's something that's going to draw out for years on end or something like that, like you kind of disengage with it because you can't see the end product. Okay. There's something here regarding your emotional body that needs to be looked at. It's almost like how do I say this? It's almost like you're not really trusting it to lead you where you need to go. Okay, like there's something you're overlooking here when it comes to what would bring you your heart's fulfillment. And it's not that you're not connected to your heart. That's not what I'm trying to say. But that there's something that, like, there's an overemphasis somehow on an external value of something, or maybe the opinions of somebody else, or how you'd be perceived. Like, the cards are just suggesting that you reflect on that and maybe do your best to disengage from like how you might be perceived in a role versus how it would make you feel, because that's really important here. And in this journey, that when you start to figure it out and it starts to ravel, it is going to bring up some stuff that you aren't even aware of right now, because you have the Moon card here kind of crowning the Queen of Cups, so it will have something to do with your emotional body. And as you work, and this might come up in Sedona, but as you start working with it, there's going to be something that's going to come up to the surface and you'll be like, oh, I see. This is an extra piece of the puzzle. And when you get to that point, don't dismiss it. Okay. Like, you need to give it some due consideration, because it's going to help you move forward. I do see a sense of you feeling like really abundant. Like your end card is Justice, and then I did have that clarified with the 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. So I mean, I do feel like there will be a shift, and it's going to make you feel really abundant wherever you do end up going. I do see that what I got from the cards as far as a potential for where you might go is in some sort of coaching, potentially like career or life coaching, something like that, potentially. Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And while she was talking, I pulled an angel card and I got study for you. And look, all the chakra colors. So I think that you are going to be aligned, and I think you're going to have a lot of just at peace moments. And when the shedding takes place, the enlightenment will unfold. So I just think you need your own space. But I definitely love the child yoga and the coaching. And like I said, your ingredients are there to create it. And I feel like you need variety for your fulfillment. I don't think you could I think you're like me. I don't think you could do one thing. Like some of the things that I do on the side, has nothing to do with this. So I do think you do have to be kind of like me with variety.
For sure. Yeah, agree.
Okay, let's see, who are we going to do next? I feel like Kalina's like, pick me, but then I feel like Patsy's like, no, pick me. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, I'm just kidding. I have to go with Kalina, I'm sorry. Oh, it's like pulling me to your picture.
It's okay because we're here for a like-minded reason. Like last time we wanted to know how we were going to work together, and like we've taken those steps.
Except I didn't know it was the two of you working together.
Yeah, so this time we'll be transparent and say right from the get-go that what we're interested in is our past life connection. Because
awesome.
we spend a lot of time working together in our day jobs and in our hobbies and all that, and we're like,
and there's just too much coincidence, eh?
We just must have a connection. So if you have any insight into that, that would be
okay. Let's see what
cool.
we get.
And any other thing too, like anything for me that comes up that's outside of that, feel free to let me know what you got.
Perfect. Let's see what comes up here. So as far as past life. The High Priestess came up. Of course it came up for you. I love that. So hidden realms. And that is, have you guys done the past life viewing with each other yet?
A viewing?
Yeah, like I do the past life workshop. It's all about connecting.
Oh, cool.
So you can definitely do past life stuff together. Even try doing it, do a past life regression when you're together and see if you go to the same place. But you could definitely do a view, and there's a spiritual connection. So I don't feel like the past life thing is, like you were family. I feel that you were part of a community. So I feel like you knew each other, and this is a spiritual thing. And I feel that you both have taken similar oaths together. And I love this because it's magical and it's mystical, but it's also like just life, right? Living in between the two worlds. And with this, I get that your success, and I feel like I have to go here even though you're going into past life, that your success is about your interactions with each other. So like your discussions and just like your how you are, and it entertains people, right? Like think about the conversations you guys have together, right? And it'd be like, oh my God, I wish that was on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing. So I feel like your interactions and interests are part of your connection and spirituality. But this card, the veil, really gets to me. So I do feel like there is some kind of more to your creation, which I love. But the past life thing is going to be triggered by water. So I would exercise. Kalina, I know you know about the water magic, and Patsy, you probably know about water magic and it's in your class, but water magic and utilizing water will allow you to connect to your past lives. And I definitely feel that it's not about your past lives that brought you together, but the spirits around you that brought you together. And if you think about how you first met, when that happened, okay, think about the spirits that would have been around you at that time. So I know for Patsy, I feel like that would have been, was it Bob? I can't remember. I think it's it, Bob. And
Bob Barker.
So I feel like, the spirit guides, I got goosebumps all the way down my wings. I feel like your spirits brought you together for your future and the success you're creating.
Yeah, Patsy came into my life at a very pivotal time. So.
Yeah, and you both needed something new, right? So that's what I love about this is like, there isn't even anything that could get in the way with anything you're doing or what you're doing. You have the 10 of Cups. What's perfectness? And it is a spirituality. And when you're working together, especially with your abilities, you guys are going to freak each other out and have a lot of fun. So I know that the intuition and the magic is 100% your walk right now. So I see that as promising, and I also see a 10-month result. So something big within 10 months. Okay. And the other thing is the psychic is coming up again, right? The 7. So these represent spiritual topics and your dreams and stuff. So what are you two seeing? There's a resemblance. And this actually represents more than one past life to me. So I do feel like you've known each other many times. But definitely a spirit at work connected you. And I feel like it was an energy like right in the room that was there. So I definitely feel it was Bob. I'm sorry, but I definitely feel that one's around Patsy.
That'd be my father.
Oh my gosh. And look, freedom. So you two are meant to create that with each other and for other people. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
So I think it's really cool that you guys, because I didn't even know you were together. So that's super awesome. But I also see in the cards that you definitely, like East Coast Mystic said, have lived a few past lives, or you've intermingled in your past lives together a few times. And from what I'm seeing, it's often in times when it's like each other's soul knows when you need that balance or that assistance or that guidance from, intersected into your life in that moment. And that's when you guys are kind of brought together universally to cross paths. I do feel like there's some that you have walked together more than you have in others, where others it might have just been in passing. But I do see it as like a kind of, I don't know if it's not necessarily a karmic connection, but like a universal connection, because I'm getting also the number 7 and I've got 2 of them. So it's showing me like, to me, I see that as like dual, like you're universally meant to help each other transform. Like there's like a spiritual and inner nourishment that you each bring each other. And I see that as a kind of like helping you guys find your path and kind of become the queens that you should be, right? And bring that confidence and that inspiration at times to each other that's needed. And for you specifically, I got a strong message about you need to listen to your intuition. There's a decision that you're making or that's coming about really present, really soon, or currently right now. And I have literally 3 cards that all are hugely intuition based. Like they're showing you the signs, and what they're showing you though is that they're showing you little signs, like a bird will come by that, there's meaning in that, or a sound, or just like all the kind of synchronistic like symbolism is being brought to you as like a talisman to kind of like help you put all the pieces together to keep you on that path. And there's no wrong choice as long as you're doing it from your intuition and your heart, right? So I really think just keep tapping into that, because it shows you're super intuitive. And so it's just sometimes, the confidence maybe might not be there, but keep tapping into that. So good things are ahead for you. I'm super excited.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And the other thing I have to, while she was talking, I kept getting like, I think you guys should do some fun stuff together, because I know one of you is a seer and one of you is a feeler. So I think when you're working on stuff, it's cool because you're both picking up on things, but you're creating these energies together by what you're getting. So I see a lot of creativity, and I see it, you're in line with what the universe wants to co-create with you. They see your vision. You're not in the dark. You're ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. So what I gained from this is I think you and Patsy are together in this tonight. Do you think this is where I got Pat from? East Coast Mystic, where I got the Pat from. Before we started the reading, I said there's a Pat coming in. So maybe it's to do with Patsy. We'll see after.
I didn't want to say anything because there was a Patrick and a Patsy. So I was like, you're going to have to just see when we show up.
It wasn't Patrick. And I said, I knew that. I said it wasn't, like, I didn't feel a male. I didn't feel it with a male, maybe it's, maybe it's Patsy. So let's go with Kalina. I got the Empress for you. And I feel that this is you embarking on something. I don't see this as my little pregnant card. She's not pregnant. She's bringing something to life. Okay, she's gonna this is nature nurturing abundance, like something's coming, right? Because I also got the 9 of Cups, and I feel that the 9 of Cups, it's you filling your cups up, right? All right, and I feel your 10th month, the 9 of Cups, you're filling your cups in 10 months. Okay, that's when your cups are full. All right. Are you guys working together? You guys I feel like you're leaving a job behind to go into something different. So I'm not sure if you guys were working together at a job. That's how you met, I'm assuming. And you're starting something new. You're embarking on something new. But I feel like whatever you're embarking on, I should follow it. I feel like I'm connecting to that. I feel like whatever you're doing, I'm not sure if it's going to be online or what it is. I feel like I want to know a little bit more. I feel like I want to follow this. I want to know more about this.
You want to join. You want to join.
Really? Why did I miss? I missed, like, so you guys were were you guys on the last reading? Or I've missed the last 4 months,
nothing.
So I'm not sure. I've been MIA. I've been gone. So obviously I've missed a lot. I'm so sweaty when it comes to you guys. I feel definitely you guys have male spirit around you. I wrote a few things. I just wrote follow them on their business. So I'm gonna have to look into this a little more. And I just feel that your dream and your wish is going to come true. So I feel whatever you're going ahead with is it's a yes. It's a good choice for you.
Great. That's what we like to hear.
Okay.
Although it doesn't tell me what I want to hear, but that's a very good message. That's very very optimistic. Okay. And you're very on, like we do work together. I mean, yeah. In the ideal world, whatever we're working on makes us enough money that I don't know. I love my job. I don't want to leave my job, but you know what I mean? So yeah, you're pretty on though, in that sense where we are doing something new and we work together and want to keep working together. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Kalina. Great to have you here. Okay, well, as far as you guys working together in this life, I feel that it is heavily correlated with another life where soul plans might have not gone down how you had planned them. I have two coming up in the cards. One of them was a life together where you were hunters. And I feel like that it was not like hunters, like you didn't do it in a way like for business per se. It was more like you were part of a community that was how you gave back to your group of people, your tribe or what have you. And I feel like it was somewhere in like a Southeast Asian type area. I feel that that was actually really enriching for both of you. And the friendship that you had, I don't really think that you guys were like immediate family or anything like that, but the friendship that you guys had was really strong. And it was a really fulfilling incarnation for both of you. There's another one, it feels a little bit more recent, if you're looking at these things in a linear timeline. And I feel like maybe you are actually business partners in that life as well. There was some opportunities, and I'm not sure which one of you, but it was abandoned for the prospect of making more elsewhere. And the other person that felt abandoned, like it did create a little bit of karma there. And that wasn't how it was really, the probable event was that was not how it was really supposed to go down. And so part of your agreement in this life was to kind of work that out. Okay. And there's two reasons for that. One is that it did, in the other life, it kind of created a sense of like not necessarily trusting your instincts when it comes to what's best for you and others. And one of you, it might be you, Kalina, but I'm not 100% sure, has engaged with Patsy in order to, one of you encourages the other to like step out of their comfort zone. Okay, like and I think you both do that a little bit, but in one particular, one of you needs more encouragement. So I feel like there is a sense of that. This is a lot to do with using the modality of working together for a similar end goal as a way to conquer some demons, okay, when it comes to just what you're capable of, because this is a lot to do with like going to that point and then going way past it. And you wanted to kind of bring in, so I know it seems almost counterproductive. Well, why would I bring in a soul that I like, you know, they didn't like, it didn't work out the last time, but it double duties up, right? Okay, so you have some balancing to do, but it also amplifies the situation so that everything can be like even more grandiose. If it's worked with properly, the energy's worked with properly, it can really like just like set you off into the stars. And I do feel like that is, you guys recognize that on some level. So as far as the current situation goes, there is like a sense of uncovering. And it's interesting that you brought up the past lifetimes, because in what you're working on, you are going to be tapping into a variety of lifetimes talents in order to do where you're going. And you might be aware of this and you might not be aware of it, but so you know, you are capable of tapping into the talents and the strengths of other lifetimes in order to push yourself out of a place of being like not knowing where to go or not really sure which route to take. So just be aware of that, because that's, you do have quite a few lifetimes, and some of them were really productive and prolific. Okay, and as far as outcomes go, like it actually looks really good. You got the Sun card here, and it looks like the journey that you go on is going to be it's going to be a long one, but in a good way. like it's going to have a lot of fun surprises, and you will cultivate the kind, you will cultivate like the fool mentality for it, in the sense, like the card the fool, in the sense that you will kind of go into the unknown with like the right kind of attitude.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, you're
gosh. When she was going into the past life thing, and she's like, and the one that's coming up, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna say someone was murdered. And I'm sitting there and I'm starting to see like this thriller, and I'm like, oh my God, it happened because of a man. And I'm just like sitting here getting all of this, like a whole movie by myself. So some of that might be in there as well. But yeah, she had me like right in there. I love that. Well, then we should move on to Patsy then.
Before we,
That's exciting.
East Coast Mystic, before we go to Patsy,
Yes.
when Crystal was talking, I got a message for her to go with the flow. So I wrote it, go with the flow, go with the flow. Because Kalina is all about mind, body, flow. Okay. And I didn't want you to touch on Patsy right yet, because I don't know these girls. And I wanted to ask Patsy, I do have a male spirit that's very strong. Like I got super sweaty, super hot when Kalina and I was talking, but I feel that it's a dad, it's a father figure. And he says she feels that I would not have supported this, but I feel that this is for Patsy coming. So we'll get there after.
I kind of feel like it's also for Kalina in a way to believe in herself.
Okay. Yeah.
And doing something like doing something like taking something on. I feel like he is definitely bringing the community forward for you.
Yeah. Like, is it both? Do you both have a father figure that has passed? Okay. Yeah. So I couldn't tell if it's together. He just says, like I just felt to say, and I wrote it, I know you might think I wouldn't support this, but I'm okay with it. So whatever your path is, that's a go. It's okay. Okay for now. So now we can go to Patsy.
And well, the other thing is I forgot to mention is, Kalina, I know you are outside quite a bit, but I feel like one of the signs from your father is weird leaves around your house where there's no trees, or like some kind of weird, like it doesn't make sense. You look at the snow and there's like these leaves there that shouldn't be there. So I know that his message is in the leaves. Maybe it's the sound of leaves too, whether it walks ahead of you or behind you or beside you. Those are also going to be signs from your father. The way the leaves blow around you is how he's manifesting and helping you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, Patsy, what would you like to know?
Hello.
I just
want to continue on what Kalina asked, really.
Okay, so we'll carry on and pull your cards about
Okay.
it. Let's do it. What do you get in this half of it? Okay. You got a judgment card. So I do feel that fits with what Daughter of the Sea was getting. But what I love about this is actually something that's saving you. So when I see this card, you are walking a path of destiny, but the past life thing is about you rising. And it's about you doing what you please, which you kind of already have, because I do see that as like part of your strong will, but it is about raising certain energies from other places. And I feel that you are tapping into abilities from a past life right now. And that's why this came up. And that's also why you're meant to ask for help and have faith in what you're co-creating, because this is around. But this also lets me know that there is angelic energy. So I feel like something was spiritual and religious. And I keep getting the goddess Rhiannon. So Rhiannon, the horse goddess. So I would look that up because I feel like that would be something that is connected to you both. I also get, look, you got, oh my gosh, look at this. So I know lots of people say they were burned at the stake or something, but you were definitely tied up in a past life. So I feel that I'm like, I believe it. But I do feel like it is about breaking free of self-bondage for both of you. For both of you to be able to be extreme. Not just be subtle and simple, but to bring yourself out into this world as who you truly are. So this to me means that you're both walking a path where you'll support each other in breaking free and becoming something you never even thought you would be in a way, okay? And definitely something to do with males with you, Patsy, because this comes up and this lets me know that authority has been an issue for you in many lives. So I don't think you like being told what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but this
Ask
does,
my husband.
but this does to me let me know, you know, this is speaking of 4 past lives that you've had to hold still or sacrifice or something. So those aspects are, I think you both are tapping into many aspects of yourself, and when you come together, more things come about, right? So it's like you raise some power around that. So that's what I see. I think there is definitely something with a male thing, but you are together to manifest, and it is about your future.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Patsy.
Hello.
So for you, interestingly enough, when I was playing the cards on with your guys' past lives, but your connection of it, it really is showing that you guys have done things where you have created, like the ladies have said before, like you guys have worked on things together before in past lives. You attempted to create things and there wasn't necessarily fruition in them then. But it's showing that they're bringing you guys this lifetime to kind of to alter that energy, to push it forward and make it in, like take it out of stagnation and make it and put it into fruition and make actually like actualize what it is that you guys were working on then, because there's some sort of spiritual significance to what it was in that lifetime to what it is that you're working on together in this lifetime. So this venture that you guys are doing together is really important, that you focus on the present and the future and release whatever attachments that you guys are holding from those past lives. So it's good, it's cool that you guys have, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's really awesome and interesting that you guys have figured out that you've lived lives together, but there's the cards are showing that it's time to put that on the back burner, to put it to rest and to focus on this lifetime that you're in now and the connection that you guys have now, because it's really the cards that are showing you whatever it is that you guys are doing is connecting your body, mind, and spirit. So it's really going to blossom both you and Helena in the long run. And your guys it's going to bring you so much stability. So I'm getting a lot of fours are coming up for you guys. And so I'm seeing that's showing me that it's specifically in your life, it's going to bring you stability. And 44. So I have 2 44s here. So I really think that's a positive number that you're heading in, that you've hit a period of growth, but there's so much more coming for you guys, right? And I think too, what I'm seeing here is when you're doing this venture that you guys are on, don't let it
drain you by focusing on like where it's going in the future, right? Like, because I think that was what part of what caused also the disruption in those other lifetimes, is focusing on how it's doing now and where your part is into it and what energy and effort and that you're putting into it, because you're going to blossom. Like, it's going to bring so much, it's going to change your course, and it's just like, hang on and just enjoy the ride that's coming, because if you resist it, that's just going to, you know, tap into those fears from the other lifetimes, right? So just hang on, enjoy the ride, because you guys have a beautiful path ahead of you. I'm super excited to see what comes out of this.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm loving this. So much good energy from you two. I love the feel I'm getting. I'm just like writing away over here. I don't know what to start with, my cards or my writing. So I took notes, because with you, Patsy, I get, okay, you know what? Let's go with the cards. I got the Hermit. Okay. I feel that a lot of soul searching lately has happened. And I think that when you take the time to inner reflect, you find that inner guidance, okay? When you take that time to find your light, to retreat from the chaos of life and from the chaotic, sometimes our thoughts, like, oh, should I go on that path? Should I do this? Is it something I you know, there's, sometimes we get in our minds, right? And I got the Page of Swords. I find that you do have a thirst for this. You have a thirst for knowledge, for new ideas and new creations, okay? This is your guiding light. But this is where the male spirit comes in. And it's for me, I feel that it's towards you. I feel that I get the message for you to feel that that this is good thing for you. This is a good thing for you, and it's time to embrace this new path of life for you. And I got your name. I figured your name out. I wrote it down. Wait, let's see. Herbal Mystic. Who in a past life, who, not past life, who in your ancestors or in your family tree was a herbal witch? Who was a herbal mystic? That is coming to you. Okay.
It's funny because I've always been interested in that. So
that's interesting. That comes on strong for me, and I need you to know, and this is the message, time to embrace this. And I put, the world is now more open to this. And now I need to follow you guys. I'm going to follow the herbal mystic. I don't know. But you two connect very well. And I love this. I love that. I love your cards. And I do love what East Coast Mystic and Mystic Gypsy, even Crystal, had to say when Kilina comes with your past connection. And I feel like I almost want to know more about you two. I mean, this is
right now our name is Witchy Lifestyle. That's our name right now.
Wait a minute. I'm writing this down. So are you guys online?
We started, yeah, it's kind of like a blog cast that we started, and we don't know if that's the avenue we're supposed to go or if it's another avenue. We're still trying to figure it out. So
okay, this is interesting. Okay, maybe that's the new ideas, the knowledge card, and I feel the Hermit, given time to find that inner guidance. Okay, I'll let Crystal be, see where she goes with this.
And before Crystal does, I wanted to ask a question. Like, you said it was a blog cast. Is that like a radio? Like, are you guys talking? I can't hear you.
Are you muted?
Patsy, you're muted. Yeah, we will be. We're gonna be.
Because that's what I
didn't
see.
know I did that. I unmuted myself. Somebody muted me.
I see live conversations, and I see that's how you're going to grow. is because people are going to get interested in different topics, and then your conversations become live with others. So I definitely see like almost like a radio show would be.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, didn't we?
Even questions and answers and different things like that. When I started out, I did that. I did the questions and answers for TV Guide. And back then it was a little magazine that had all of the channels, and there's my column, and people would write in. That's how I started one of the ways. So kind of keep that in mind. It did flash with you, like almost like the radio type of thing as well.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi, Patsy.
Hi.
Okay, all right. So I do feel like the spread that I have here is somewhat tied to what I had said with Kalina. I feel like there is what the cards are trying to say here is that in your past, like you've had several circumstances, or perhaps one or two rather more significant ones, that felt like where you were needing to go, you were going it alone, or there was a feeling of like it being like there was a like difficulty, and it felt like you didn't really have the kind of companionship or partnership that maybe you could have used at those points of time. So in retrospect, like it has developed you in certain ways where you are like quite independent, and that's obviously it can be a very wonderful attribute to have. In this instance, of course, having a business partner, any kind of partner, of course, it requires a different, sometimes, set of skills. So of course, we don't lose our independence, and we don't lose our identity when we develop partnerships with people, but this will come up, and it is tied to the past life thing where there was a sense of betrayal, and I kind of feel like it might have been you that was betrayed. Okay, so like it'll come up, and it's here to help you heal. Okay, so it's actually quite interesting because, and this is the way with human beings, we kind of like set our sights on something, and we're pretty sure like, okay, well, it has to do with business, or it has to do with this, but the thing is that these things are tied in like in a variety of ways, and in this case, it is tied to a sense of healing something and becoming aware of become aware. It's going to help you become aware of where there might have been instances where you felt like you needed to jump before you were pushed, and it's telling me that like you don't need to go like moving forward, whether it's with Kalina or otherwise, you don't need to like it's asking you to be mindful about that. And one of the ways that you'll be able to do that is by recognizing when you're thinking through your feelings. Okay, because there is a propensity for you to do that. And they want you to try to shift yourself back into the heart space and out of the mind. And sit with it like as best as you can and take as much time as you need. Because this is going to help you acquire the type of leadership skills that you need moving forward for this business venture and other things. Like this will actually explode for you in a variety of interpersonal relationships, because your challenge is not only standing up for your rights in something, like knowing when you need to set a boundary, or just state like, okay, I don't, it doesn't have to be a boundary, it can be anything, and when to sit back and manage like how you're feeling without having to necessarily do something about it right then and there, like just sit with it. So it's it's a fine balance, and that's part of your challenge right now. A little bit of the other stuff that's coming up is that that sometimes, yeah, it is coming up here a little bit about, how do I say that? It is coming up that the past life's coming up here. I have the 6 of Cups right here in the environment. And it is coming up with the 8 of Cups, so the walking away, and it made you kind of feel like super trapped in your options. Part of this is relinquishing that, like learning from it and relinquishing that. Part of it is this, it's going to be it's going to feel like doing many things at once. Like, so not only doing the practical end of things, but also managing how you feel about it and how you're thinking, and then just stress levels. And it is suggesting that you be open to allowing people in on that process. Like, don't feel like it's all up to you to do it, because there are people in your circle that are willing to like hear you out, if at the very least, even if, you know, it's just holding space and they can't do anything like practical for the situation. It's just holding space, and that can be that is a really good practice in vulnerability into itself. And then as far as the business venture goes, I see that I see a really intense focus. I see a commitment there towards learning the skills that you're going to need in order to move forward with this. And it just, Kalina's energy really comes up here with the Fool energy again. And I just want to say, like, it really does highlight like that, like, lean in on that, in on that spirit that she brings to the table when you're like, you know, buttoning down, and you're, you know, if you have a tendency to get like super serious in it, or if you're the type of person where like, just be open to learning new ways of doing things, and just let in that just kind of fun, adventurous spirit. And the outcome looks pretty good. It looks like acknowledging each other's position with what you guys bring to the table. It's and you guys are going to be acquiring new skills. You're going to be utilizing those new skills, and the payoff is it looks great. It not only is it going to be a source of income for you, but it's going to bring a new sense to your heart, like your heart space, that I think that you don't expect, and it's going to be really benevolent. Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I love the messages. And I also have to say, while she was talking about that and your role, that past life thing, I do feel, Patsy, that your role is about protecting the two of you, but also you have a very good judge of intentions. And I feel that the two of you are meant to kind of, you know, discuss things and take note on people's intentions that come around you, and make sure that it's balanced for both of you. So I definitely see you as the protector, because you are able to really recognize that. And I think that is one way you two are going to grow, as well as your connection in your community. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Let's go with Chris. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome. So you get to choose what you want. You can get a general message from all of us. You can get a specific message from someone on the other side, or if you want a reading about any topic.
So I'm wondering about my career and love life. Like, that's very important to me right now.
Okay. Well, it's February. We were trying to we thought we would have all these singles coming up, and they're all business women. Okay, so we are doing career and love.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get for you. Okay. Ooh, you got the Fool card for me. Okay, so this is big because what I get from this is that there is something that you should be creating or doing with everything that you already have. So I feel that this has to, no problem, Kalina, thank you. I feel like this has to do with something new, but I also feel like you are meant to be doing something old. And I'm confused about that because I do feel that this has to do with a legacy. Okay, so your spirit is connected to a higher power that does want to co-create with you. And the other thing that I get from it is that you're being led. Now, I do feel an animal around you. Okay, do you have an animal?
I have a cat and a dog.
Okay, because one of them sees the spirit around you. And I actually do sense a spirit around you. And I keep feeling like the dog or the cat licks the shin. Okay, which one would do that? I don't know. I don't have pets. I'm only allowed crickets for a pet. So I used to have a bird. But do you know which animal, this is the weirdest question, would lick the shin more, the cat or the dog?
It's a weird situation because like I can see the dog doing that, but I can also see the cat doing that too. So
let's just keep going and see what happens. But I do feel like this next 3 months, there is an idea that you're meant to carry out. And this is directly connected to spirit. And I don't know why, but there is a male spirit around you. And I keep getting him saying, I got her. So I
feel like it might be my grandfather, actually.
So that to me lets me know that he came and helped somebody pass. So there, I would like to see what the other psychics get with that, because it is somebody who is co-creating with you and wanting to manifest things. You got the 6 of Wands, which means that these next 6 months are super crucial to your direction. But this also has to do with a male energy. So even though you are meant to grow with your career and people are meant to recognize you, and there is a good step career-wise for you coming into play, so you are actually manifesting what you want. People are meant to look up to you, and I do see either an opportunity or blessing or some kind of promotion taking place. So you are on that change. However, there is a possession of spirit around you, and that also is around work. So I don't understand this, but I also keep getting someone, Eric. And I don't know who Eric is, but it is a spirit around you. Okay? So whether that, oh my gosh, and the Devil card. So you got the Devil card. Are you kidding with me? Oh, okay. So to me, that lets me know. No problem, Patsy. Take care. So to me, that lets me know that right now, you are actually going through a transformation that has 2 different cycles going on. The cycle of freedom and creating something, but also the cycle of putting things to an end. Because the Devil card represents it represents not self-bondage, it represents some kind of bondage that 2 people have together. And one is doing more than the other. So that means you're trapped in some way. And this card is a card for you to recognize that your situation right now, you aren't trapped. There's actually opportunity all around you. But the way you're looking, the way you're hoping for things to happen are like attached to the past. You can still hope for what you're focusing on, but hope for it towards the future. Like the people you love, the relationship you want. Think about what you want in the future instead of mending things from the past. So you're going through a period of disattachment right now and balancing, and not only you, but the person you're attached to is also going through it. That's why the Devil card is coming up. So you are already attached to another. There's a transformation that is taking place, and it's about both of you finding this balanced road, okay? But there's mistrust and betrayal that you're dealing with. And because of that, it has also forced you to find yourself and recreate who you are for yourself, not for anyone else. And that's the journey for you right now. Okay? So I definitely feel I don't know if you're into like spirit stuff, but I would definitely start calling your spirit guide Eric. I know it feels weird, but he came forward and he is with the female spirit that is guiding you. So I do feel like use Eric as your spirit guide and be like, hey, Eric, give me a sign. Eric, straighten this guy up. Don't you see how he's frustrating me? Okay, like use Eric as your sign. But as far as relationship right now, you are being prepared for a relationship that has to do with moving to a new level. So it's a new level of relationship, whether it's a current one or a new one. Okay? And with the Devil, that can be confusing because it could be someone from the past or someone that's in the present, but something's not balanced because of the past. And this is a card of not being able to heal your betrayal, what you've experienced that traumatized and broke your heart. And that is your path right now, is the healing of the heart, so that you can trust and you can feel the love that you want. But you do have to let yourself experience the present and let the universe and the people in your life show you how much they care about you. Don't try to make something happen. You don't have to. And this card represents in 3 months a total different energy and stability. And this shows there is 3 in this card. So you and 2 men. Now maybe one of them is someone that you're confiding in or someone at work. And the second one could be someone that is from the past that hurt you, because it shows a person in a totally different realm. They're not standing with you. And I feel like Eric, for some reason, is a name for you. So that's what I get. But I want to pull an angel card. So 3 to 6 months is really strong for you. And that's where you feel what you need to stability wise and the results that you want relationship wise. You're in a place of balance right now. So I think you're on a healing journey, and you have to break free of the things that pissed you off, the things that made you, that betrayal or that untruthfulness. Get rid of looking for that. Start looking for what you want.
Hello. Hi, Chris. So for you, I have some really beautiful cards. And I am seeing that right now you are on a journey of trying to sort things out. I see that, it's kind of like you don't know which path to kind of focus on more, whether it's your, love life or your career or your spiritual part. It almost seems like it's overwhelming and they're all there in front of you, but you don't know, you kind of want to select them all, but you can't. And I find it interesting though, because I feel like typically you do come from a place of balance. I feel like there is in your life where you have a sense of stability, and you have a tendency to know how to go with the flow as life is going. And I do see a new journey coming, but there is something that is hidden. There's something that you haven't quite tapped into yet that is coming about. I see that over this next kind of moon cycle, like the next 30 days, there's going to be some things emerging for you to do with your inner self that are going to be where you're going to have to take a minute and kind of just like allow yourself to give yourself a little grace. I feel like self-love and self-esteem are a really big theme for you in my reading that I'm getting for you. And the cards are just showing that they really want you to kind of access those. And one of the ways to access those is to know that like you are at the end of a cycle and you are going into something new. But when you're going into that something new, it's a perfect opportunity to kind of look at your life and reflect onto yourself about like, what are the things that how do you want to feel, you know, a month from now, 3 months from now, what's that feeling like? Because when you can tap into your emotion, that's going to give you on how you want to feel. That's going to allow the energy of the universe to kind of draw that to you and really emphasize that. But I do feel like I was trying to tap into your love life, and it's, for me, I'm just seeing there's some sense of like mistrust. There's something that you're kind of holding back. There's something that maybe, I don't know if it has to do with maybe something that you've experienced early on in life, something that has broken your heart, maybe even when you were a child, something from childhood that just is kind of sitting in the back that you may or may not be aware of, that kind of affects that self-esteem and that self-love. And just take some time over this next 30 days to just really just breathe, you know, rest. Like, it is a time for action, because regardless, the universe is moving you forward, whether you kind of want to go or not. Like, it's taken you. So just, it's a beautiful thing, because there is beautiful stuff coming for you. I've got like the 10 of Cups, which is like amazing. There's so much stuff that your ancestors, that your spirit guides, they're bringing you opportunity. And it's kind of one of those things though, that like, you have to know how you want to feel and where you want to go before they can give you and show you the path, right? And I really do think that when you tap into how you want to feel every day, like how do you want to wake up tomorrow? When you wake up tomorrow, what's your first thoughts? Because that's going to lay the intention for the day, you know? And kind of, you know, when you wake up, I don't know, I kind of feel like I see you kind of sitting on the edge of your bed going like, today I'm going to like feel beautiful, I'm gonna feel amazing, and things are gonna be like good. And even though that's not how it goes, you put that out there, and that will draw that back to you. And over time, it's just gonna really, I feel like you also, before I go, I need to say that I really feel like your root chakra is something that would be really beautiful for you to kind of like tap into and align if you're kind of feeling like it's grounding, right? So go outside, kind of sounds kind of weird, but go outside and put I don't know if you have snow where you are. If you do, don't do this. But when you're able to see like the bare earth, you know, go and put your feet on it and just take a minute, right? And remember that connection, because the grounding and taking those breaths is really going to help you find that like self-love and just that esteem that you just haven't tapped into it yet. So there's beautiful things coming. I'm really excited for the power that you hold to create that.
Thank you.
I love that. Hey, Chris. So for you, I do love how Mystic Gypsy really touched on the inner love, self-love, self-esteem, because I did get the 5 of Pentacles, and I feel that she is, my light, is a little bit lost in her, you know, own thoughts. I feel that she's gone through some losses, and she worries a lot. She gets her inside her mind a lot, causing some blockage. And I also pulled the Fool. Did East Coast Mystic pull the Fool? You did?
Yes.
So I'm not sure if it's just me, but the Fool, like, she's such a free spirit. Like, this is where you got to stop overthinking stuff. And maybe this is the love card, because I wrote it down. Don't be afraid to be yourself in this relationship.
You know what? You just said it before that. That is huge for the message that I feel for her, is that even though she feels like things aren't happening, she's more free than she ever has been. And that energy is what's going to attract what she truly wants. And I do feel like really strongly that you are in a healing path. And I feel that, I'm sorry to say this, but I do feel that someone damaged you, and by being mean. And I don't know who that is, but I don't like them. Okay. And I just keep seeing that you are being healed and protected from these difficulties. And that's why, you do want to know about your love and career, because you are looking forward to the things, but you do still need to let yourself heal. So I am 100% behind what Daughter of the Sea is saying. I'm going to zip it.
Yeah. I'm going to zip it. I just feel she has a block. If one of your chakras, a few of your chakras are blocked. I feel like you have a block. I haven't brought out my crystals tonight, but I need you to go get a crystal healing treatment. I want you to do something for yourself. If it's not something you've ever tried, have you ever tried? Never? Okay, write it down. And I want you to do, and I know there's some around, even if you want, you can message me on my page and I can guide you with a few people I've gone to. I want you to clear some of those blockages, and that's a step forward, and that's for yourself. That's not for anyone else.
Even the crystal water, even if you got a quartz crystal and drank it like it was a medicine and just put it in the water, no, you won't get stoned. I always have to say that with crystal elixirs, but that would be something that would help open you up to receiving and being aware and tapped into the alignment of the things that you want. So even a quartz crystal water jug in your fridge and drinking it or putting it in your water bottle will help you with the energy that you need. It will help balance out all your chakras.
Yeah. And I'll let Crystal go. I think that's the message I have. I feel that you should clear some of those blockages and then maybe come back and see us again.
Hi, Chris. To kind of continue on a little bit here, because you do have in your present position like pretty heavy attachment to something that is it is serving as a block, and certainly probably very much so an energetic one, but also it's going to, where you know the things that you want to have present in your life, okay, and those are things that you can have, but in the sense, there's some stuff coming up here that you have to understand how like energy works, is that when it's blocked, you experience blockages in your external environment, okay? So one of the main things, one of your main challenges at this time is to handle the root of the block, which is ultimately what you're doing for yourself to integrate an experience that was difficult, and do it with compassion for yourself, okay? I feel like on one part, there's a stubbornness on your end, like there's a certain way you want to work with this, and if you don't work with it this way, you're not going to work with it, okay? And it's kind of coming up like almost like you get into these modes of fixating on it a certain way, and it brings in a great deal of mental stress for you. But it's coming from sorrow, it's coming from like a sense of like of heart upset, but then it kind of travels up into the mind, and that's where you kind of, the ball starts rolling, and you get yourself into these kind of hyper fixated place of just stressing yourself out about it. That is one of the number one things that you need to start working with in order to bring for yourself a sense of justice, because I feel like you're kind of hoping for a sense of like external justice on a situation that you felt like you were wronged in, and you're entitled to that, but you have to be willing to give that to yourself as well, often first. Okay, you have to be willing to do that for yourself before a lot of the times it'll ever show up in your external environment. I do see that you have a decently strong like foundation, okay, for you to do this work right now. I don't feel like you're necessarily financially struggling. You might not be exactly where you want to be, but I feel like you have enough like in your present environment where you can kind of take this time to kind of focus more on what you need to do to get yourself into a centered place and surrender the situation. Whatever the situation is, there's aspects of it that need to be surrendered to the universe, and you need to start working on what you need to do for yourself in order to get you to the place that you want to go, because no one can get you there for you, right? Obviously there is a lot of you, okay, the present moment of you being focused on career and relationship, and with the spirits, it is up there that there is a sense of emotional fulfillment that's kind of waiting to manifest for you, and that could look like a few different things. It's asking that you get clear on what it is you want, okay, emotionally speaking, and part of the way that you're going to do that is by giving yourself this time to focus. There's a heavy focus on you like knowing you need to know more of you. Yeah, and you need to, so there's sort of like a kind of, to go a little bit further on what I was saying earlier about how you might find yourself into these modes when you're having a difficult time with healing from a situation, and it's kind of like in your face on certain days, maybe in particular, is to be patient with yourself, to be like compassionate, and to learn. I would kind of suggest that you like maybe read a little bit of literature on what like inner child work looks like, because I'm just called to tell you that like there might be some of that will be really helpful for you on this leg of your journey. And I think like you might know this, but whatever that you do moving forward, it's really important that your heart chakra is activated. Like all of the chakras should be activated, but I mean like for you, your identity is really like it's really attached to having like a sense of like the heart being advocated for and whatever in everything that you do. So that's a thing. I feel that will transform with time, and what that's going to look like for you moving forward once these things start closing out. And if you get into a place where if you're stressed and you can really feel it in your body, that there's an advice for you to, and I think it was Mystic Gypsy kind of mentioned this as well, for you to ground yourself. Ground specifically, I feel, with earth, okay, because of the heavy mental energy that you can get stuck in. I would ground with earth in some shape, form, or fashion, how Mystic Gypsy mentioned, or there's a few other ways. And then once you can get yourself into a place when you've grounded, I want you to reactivate your mind to where you see yourself. Like whatever it is that you see yourself wanting, like that end goal, I want you to take the time and put that energy there where you see yourself. And there's one more advice here, and it just suggests, like, would you consider yourself to be a creative person?
Yeah, but I don't really tap into it that much.
Okay. There is an advice that you, one thing that might be really helpful for you is art therapy. Yeah.
That's a great idea. Even the social aspect of it for her.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, because she has heavy water energy, I feel, and I think like it's quite attached like to her identity, and so it'll really help bring forward for you not only a healing, but also for you to unlock more of yourself to your conscious level, like, so you can work with it. That's what I have.
Yeah, you know, I feel like she carries a lot from work. Like, I feel like it's hard for her to break free from the energies of work. And I definitely feel there's some kind of attachment at work, male energy attachment at work too. And I don't know if that is something that's active or will be active, but there's definitely male energy surrounding your work in play. So that might be something. Maybe you're meant to, you know, maybe you're working there for a reason, right? But I definitely see that you will be in a position where you have to make a choice about relationships. And I see that happening in 5 months where you make the correct connection. I also see somebody approaching. I do see a new influence around you, and that's why I see the two. So I do feel a new influence, and that new influence is meant to bring you the power of possibility. Whether you take it or not, you're definitely going to feel good, and it's going to be intriguing, and it will allow you to feel something you haven't felt yet. So I do feel a new adventure when it comes to male energy coming around you. And I don't know if it's at work or around work, but it is happening. So don't give up on relationship stuff, because you're being prepared for that. That's why you're in a healing journey right now, so that you can actually receive the energies you need relationship wise.
Awesome, sounds good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
And that's
for
all.
joining
That's all I
us.
had too. So.
Yeah, that's
Thank
awesome.
you so much. That was awesome.
You're welcome. And we'll send out the replay for you as well.
Okay, cool.
So you'll be able to listen to it again.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. So we're going to do a couple people that aren't here. One is Marcus. We'll do Marcus first. It's his 25th birthday. And yes, it's my son. I want to send him this video for his birthday present. So let's see what his year is. I just want to generally read what is his year all about. And I'm going to do one first, even though he's going to be hearing from Mom. Let's see what we get. Okay. What is his year all about? So birthday message. Ooh, I got the blessings card. So I see this as good opportunities. It lets me know that he actually will have 8 positive months of growth. So what's going on with the others in the next year? So I do feel that you're in a receiving place, that you are meant to experience things that are going to move you along on your path. I see blessings with career as far as your energy. It's got to do with how you're living your day and how you feel through your day. So Wands is carrying on with positive growth. I like seeing that. The next card I got for you is Temperance. which means working with other places, but also other worlds. So your intuition is trying to bring you some ideas, something different, new goals, something that more suits you, but it's a secondary thing. So there is two things in play for that, and that's in 3 to 6 months. Ooh, and the Empress card. What does that mean? Oh, what? I'm going to be a grandma in 3 years? That would be awesome. I'm just kidding. This does let me know that you are in a place of manifesting security, and that this does let me know that you should be very proud of where you're headed, but there is an interest of a female. This lets me know that your relationship is going to be coming in from 6 to 12 months. And I do feel like you are growing with this female. So I don't know anything about females with you, but I see one. And this girl, I definitely see has light hair. So she's not a brunette. I see lighter hair with her. But you are starting a journey, and this is a 3-year journey, and it's really good for you. So the angel card that I picked is Divine Guidance. And that is something, follow yourself and go for what you want. But I'm going to say, get out more. Leave the house more.
Hi, Marcus. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, by the way. Super exciting. For you, I have that this year is about finding your path in your career that brings you balance. I feel like the universe has their idea of the path for you, and you have your idea, and now it's time to kind of work together with that, because I see that you've got your Ace of Swords here. So you've released some stuff, you're moving forward, you've got blessings coming, but I also see that you have a male grandpa around you. So I see that you have strong energy from a grandpa or an ancestor that's passed on, and he's really wanting you to focus on connecting to the things that make you happy and that fill up that cup and that bring you that sense of accomplishment. Like, I feel like this year is about you finding your confidence in your path, in your social life, in the things that you do, in your hobbies. And I also see a lot of you needing to kind of get out into nature more. And I love that East Coast Mystic said that as well, because that's one of the cards, get outside. So, I mean, you've got so many nature spirits around, and it's just like such a beautiful card. And I think that when you connect to that, I'm not sure if Marcus is into animals or environmental stuff, but I feel like just connecting with Earth, animals, Mother Nature, something, it's going to kind of reignite that fire and help you find what path it is that you want to go on in the future. And I think that there is so much growth for you this year, and it's really exciting. So happy birthday.
Hi, Marcus. Fun fact. So for you, I got the Magician card. I'm so excited. 25. Time to tap into your full potential this year. This is your year. This is it. Positive growth. I think you have all the ingredients, also being your mom's son, that you need to manifest what you really dream, where your goals are going, what you want to do with your life. I think this year, maybe, it's time to put that into play. And I also got the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel that's the two hands. It's very giving and receiving. So I feel that this year, it's always nice to receive, but I think we have to give back as well to be fulfilled, within ourselves. I think it's going to feel very fulfilling. I feel that the Six of Pentacles maybe is showing that 6 months. Your mom said 6 to 12 months. There's somebody coming into your life. Light hair. Don't listen to her. Light hair. Brown hair, like all of us, Crystal, Mystic, Gypsy, brown hair girls. That's it. More fun. It could be a light hair girl.
I love it.
But definitely, I think for you, Marcus, I think the Magician, I love when I get the Magician. I feel the power behind the Magician. I feel that, you have all the ingredients to put it together, career-wise, going forward, positive growth. If you haven't been going out enough, maybe it's time to make that happen. All right. Happy birthday.
Hi, Marcus. Long time. Happy birthday. So for your spread that I have here, I feel like this is going to be a really big year for determining for yourself where you want to head for your future. It does feel like it's more in a state of planning or contemplating, a lot of thinking rather than a lot of actual doing. I feel that when you do decide where that is, it is correlated with your destiny. Like it's correlated with something that you're going to end up doing, and you're going to be with it for a while. And I think this is going to come up in part. There's going to be some sort of a shakeup potentially with work. I don't know if it's going to be external, like something actually happening at work, or you're just going to I feel like you've kind of been vacillating over it for a while, but it's just going to it's been a slow build, and then it will just kind of one day you'll wake up and be like, what am I doing? And I feel like it's going to require you to kind of sit back and look at what you want to establish for yourself, and where you have some hang-ups regarding movement. I feel like you're a little bit underdeveloped when it comes to taking your own lead. Like there is a spark there to do something, but yet then it just doesn't happen. But yet you also you're quite opposed to being led. I don't really see you taking to authority particularly well. It's just not your style. It's not really your personality, which might mean that you end up going out on your own doing something. But I'm not sure about that, but that's something to consider. It does come up here in your environment that you need to address holding on to what you have been doing, and are you holding on to it for the right reasons? As mentioned by a couple of other people, getting out would be helpful. I feel like if you kind of, whatever your social circle looks like now, it might have a romantic connotation, but above and beyond that, I feel like you need to just really engage with other people that are kind of in a similar part of their life, because I feel like you're going to make some sort of a connection that's going to be part of a piece for you that's going to really help you make a decision. I don't know what that looks like. It could be an opportunity that comes up. It could be you out at a bar or a cafe or a game or something, and you overhear somebody talking about something, and then you write it down and check it out. And it's something like that. I feel like it'll come out, but you can't be in your apartment for it kind of thing. But anyways, yeah, moving forward, it does just feel like you are going to be spending quite a bit of time really moving inwards and deciding for yourself what you want to do. And I think that's really good because you're trying to be really conscientious about understanding like the weight of your choices. And I think bringing that kind of consciousness into your decisions is really great. Just don't let it end up being a reason not to move. So remember that the universe is bringing this onto your plate so that that you will move eventually. And when you do, it looks like it's going to be swift and it's going to be really good for you to build. Whatever it is, it's going to be super stable. That's what I have.
Awesome. I love it. I can't wait till he hears this. It'll be next weekend when he comes for his birthday cake.
Guess what? Just one quick thing. On that nature spirit card, the nature spirit girl is blonde.
Oh my gosh. So in 6 months from now, we're gonna have to see what happens. I love that. So the next reading we're going to do is for Matthew. It's a birthday reading. His birthday is this month on the 27th. I don't know how old he's turning, so I guess I should. But let's do a birthday reading for Matthew. I know he's like in his 30s. I think he's like turning 37. So somewhere in there. No, he's got to be going. I don't know how old he is. Maybe he's in his 40s. No, 37. I don't know. So somewhere in there, we're going to think. Birthday message for Matthew. Oh my gosh, look at this. So I got the 5 of Pentacles coming up, and this lets me know that this has been a difficult time, that he is meant to keep moving forward, that he definitely has to hold his faith, actually finding faith in the things that he wants to move forward with, and that his troubles are purified, that they aren't, that he isn't meant to be in a place of difficulty. I also got the Ace of Cups, which changes his life from the physical aspect to more of a heartfelt. So his heart comes into play, and that's what's going to move him forward. But this lets me know that he is on a healing journey. This shows a bandage around see that? That means healing is taking place. There's a bandage around the mind, wearing 2 different shoes. So this lets me know that you, for about 5 months there is an energy that is around you, trying to guide you and move you forward in a positive way. 5 good things coming to you this year. But this year is about going for your wholeness, like leaving behind your path and moving forward into something else that is better for you. You have the King of Swords, which means that this year is about self-mastery, but it also has to do with moving forward, making the right decisions, but it's about control. So I feel your power has to do with control, mental control, your stability, and allowing yourself to have the transformation so that you can come in touch with, the power that you want and the things that you desire that maybe you gave up on. So I see this as a year, 5 to 8 months, manifesting different results in your life that are more suited for you and that are better for you. For the angel card that I get, Guardian Angel. So this lets me know that your own guardian angel is trying to communicate with you, and angels and guidance are always positive. So I see you finally moving on into the direction that you want to go is what I see. So happy birthday and make this year count.
Happy birthday. So for your birthday reading for this year, I also got the Ace of Cups.
So that was a big prominent card in your readings that I've got here. And what it's showing me though is that you are or were coming out of a time that was tough, a time that affected your heart, and that you're moving on to a brand new cycle. So now this year is about focusing on the things that you want. What is the things that will bring you the future that you desire? You know, really connecting to how you want your life to look going forward, because it's like you have these dreams and these desires, but there was something that was holding you back, but that is in the process of being cleared. That's it. Like, you're done. You need to severance that. Because your fears, I feel like it's like self-imposed fears about to do with that are what is kind of holding you back. And the cards really show that you need to not be afraid. You need to embrace this path that's coming ahead for you, because everything that has happened is leading you to this future that you're walking into. And there is so much growth and so much like beautiful things that are laying ahead for you. You just need to keep your inner compass facing towards like your true north, like your inner self, your spiritual connection, your path. Like, what does that look like? And as long as you're connected to that, all these steps forward are gonna just blossom for you. It's a really beautiful reading, but I do see a big ending that has happened or is happening, and a new beginning and a new kind of way of like loving yourself and loving your life. So just kind of like changing that perception. But it looks really great. So happy birthday.
Hi, Matthew. Fun fact. All the birthdays tonight. I got King of Cups for you. And I feel that, not sure if he is representing you as someone who is very emotionally available, or that you're going to meet someone or be around someone who brings you that calmness. I feel that you're at a place where you need a balance between, you know, the head and the heart. And I also got the Ten of Pentacles. I love that card. I love that card. I feel that it just brings that security, that stability together that you need. And I feel that it also brings maybe a little bit of financial security. So I'm not sure if you're going to embark on something new there with career-wise, maybe a raise at work. If not, maybe work towards it because it's coming. I do feel that this is a really good card. And to bring you these two together, I feel bring healing, a good healing journey. I think, like East Coast Mystic said, I'm not sure if it was Mystic Gypsy or East Coast Mystic, but I do feel that you are on a healing journey and you are doing the steps provided for you to have better stability and better emotionally healed.
Hi there. Happy birthday. What I have for you here is, I feel like you've kind of been faced with some sort of upheaval in your life. I feel like it likely has something to do with a relationship that I think there was a lot of love there, or there is still. It seems like you're trying to kind of establish for yourself like what's next. And there has been a lot of pontification on kind of like what happened, I want you to be mindful of not taking on too much. Don't take on blame. It's important for you to recognize where responsibility needs to be had in regards to maybe things that could have been done differently. And I do see you contemplating that somewhat, part of that being how you show up for yourself. Like if there's something bothering you, that like how you convey it, being something that has been a difficult thing for you to master, because you have a lot of sword energy here, and I feel like you know, if some things were handled with the appropriate words, the communication had been better, than you feel that maybe things would have ended differently. Whether or not that's the case, because I'm not really seeing the cards affirm that or deny it, what they're asking of you now is what can you do with what's happened? Like, you need to get yourself back on a sure-footed ground and be patient about rebuilding things up for yourself, because there is an emphasis on you, like what you need for you to feel stable, to feel grounded, to feel like you're bountiful. And I think like you haven't really felt that way. Like I feel like you put like there's an emphasis on hoping that there will be a return here, potentially with this person. And it's like there's a waiting kind of, and that's fine. I understand that completely. You know, you have something that's you identify with, and you're very you know, it allowed you to have a beautiful experience, and then, you know, things don't necessarily go the way that you hope, that you'd want to rectify that. I feel like in order for you to get a sense of justice in the situation currently, you need to really move within and decide for yourself what you need for yourself moving forward. Like there's a sense of like, it's almost like a fog about where you need to be headed, and the only need you have right now is to recognize your inner workings. So like, do you have what I'm hearing is that you do have like your support network, your spirit support network are really nearby right now, and you can you're encouraged to reach out to them. Like, even if you don't know how to do that, you know, it's just, you know, it's talking to them, and just sometimes when you open yourself up and you just speak, you will receive messages back, like telepathically, or you can ask a question and then just be open to hearing an answer. And sometimes those come up when you're not expecting them, like a few hours later, usually when you're not waiting to hear it. And so you are encouraged to do that, and to just spend some time thinking about where can you take this, what you have learned from it, where can you take it, and where can you take it for you, because that needs to be your priority at this point in time. And that will lead you to a sense of justice, in a sense that you will be able to handle the different pressures of your life amidst these changes with a greater sense of grace, and it will lead to a new opportunity for you. That's what I have.
Wow, that's awesome. Sweet. Okay, so now we're down to one more, right? So it's your turn. What do you want to know?
Oh my God. I just want a whatever the spirits want me to know.
Okay.
Like, I just don't
Any
know
topic
right now.
any topic in specific, or just see what we all get?
See what you all get, because like my whole life is a disaster.
Okay, let's see.
Love, work, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
All of it. Let's just see.
Whatever spirit wants you to tell me, just give it to me.
Okay. Let's do it. So, I'm gonna start. Oh my gosh. So I see this card, and this card lets me know that you are dealing with wanting changes, but not seeing the changes. And this card is a card of self-bondage. So it means that some of the things that you think are happening and are difficult are not as they seem. So the things that you find that are difficult and the what the hell am I going to do, there are solutions for. Okay, so I do see a couple of things happening. I feel like you want to stay where you are, but yet you feel like you almost have to leave. Okay, and that you don't have to leave, but you could have backup, right? You could actually think of something that would help. So maybe it's, you know, renting out, subleasing, renting out to someone else, so you don't have to leave, right? So you need to put your position on what you want and claim it, because this represents your abilities to create the life that you want. You're in touch, right? You have the tools to create a success, and it's just finding the way that would make it easier for you. So I don't feel that you're meant to leave where you are. I feel that you're meant to stay put, but you're definitely meant to work. So there's definitely work from home, which I know you're working on. So I think that is going to grow, and it will, right? It's like little me, right? 10 years ago, I see it so clear. But this also lets me know that this year is about your personal freedom and breaking the limitations. And some of those limitations have to do with not being able to see outside of your situation. And that's why the cards are good. So I would take a look at the things that you feel threatened about and find the solution. Replace it with something else. Just like I said, if you don't want to leave, but that threat is there, then, you know, start to think about roommates and maybe charge a little bit more for the unit so that you're making a little bit of profit. Right? If someone's paying $1,600, tell them that you want $2,000 or $1,800, right? So there is, whatever challenge you have, there's opportunity, and you must seek it by how you feel. And I almost feel like that message came up, like Crystal gave that message to someone else. I think that was like, there is something like really connected to the messages tonight. So this lets me know, like, don't worry about the things until they're like happening. Okay. But I do also feel like you are juggling. Okay. And this is part of you building up your success and stability. So you're in the flow. You're good. Okay. This doesn't, as far as like what's happening the next 2 months, it is all about balancing and finances, and things are evolving and developing. Don't let distraction get your attention. And that's where it goes into relationship. Right now, you are tapped into the gift of knowing. And I see that this is a time where you are also, this came up in the readings tonight, that you are being prepared for a relationship, but you are meant to kind of play the field a little bit, but don't take anyone on seriously right now. Okay? Feel what you want to feel. Be wild if you want to be wild. But let the universe line you up with what you need. And it's going to have nothing to do with qualities of the past. So you are looking for new. Like, let this dude be something you would never do. No, don't go to that extreme. But you know what I mean? Like, change it up, okay? Because your relationship is outside of your box. Okay? And you're meant to feel free. And that's where this card comes up. Knight of Wands, which means I see an adventure with someone new, not someone in play. So be open, okay? Because I do feel like there is stuff in play relationship wise, but I don't feel like you're supposed to get serious. I feel like there is still room for someone else to come in, and they're like riding to you. That's what I get.
This is awesome. I wish that I could re-say everything Georgina said. I love it. Like my cards, I'm just like, oh my gosh, the Hangman. Like you're self-limiting sometimes yourself. Like stop. I wrote it down. Sometimes you stop yourself. And it's your own uncertainties, right? Okay, so you stop yourself. So it's time to let that go, because I got the Knight of Cups. And I feel like, I know.
Look at the guy in that guy. Look at the guy in that card. She needs that guy.
And I love that, because I think that it's also a time for you to hit the brakes a little bit. Hit the brakes. You know, don't be self-limiting yourself. A pause. I put, pause in big. Set yourself free, because you might have fallen out of alignment a little bit, and it's time to realign that, time to come back together. And you know it because we're in tune with that. We feel it, we know it, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's kind of rolling down. So this is where you hit the brakes. And you start putting things back together. And I did get the 4 of Wands. So a celebration is coming, a party. I don't know. Right? I feel like it's time for mama to take care of the kids for a bit. Yeah. Oh, you're muted. You're all muted.
I got answered prayer, so that lets me know that she's going to get everything she wants.
I love that. Yeah, I think there's something new coming, but I think it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna get here until you change your thinking a little bit, right? Like, I think we all have a little bit of blocks, we all have a little bit of damage, and sometimes I think you're feeling, and I'm not sure if you've been seeing a guy right now or not, but I feel like East Coast Mystic said, I think you just have to see what's out there a little bit, and not settle, right away. Yeah. Wait for the one with the white horse in the back and the flowers.
Yeah. I was gonna say Dudney Trunk Road.
I drive that road. That's the road I take to go and clear my hedge, is Dudney Trunk Road. That's my path that I go on all the time. Me and Harley and Austin will get in the car and we drive down that road because it's too much, and that's where I go to clear my hedge. But I don't know I want to meet a guy on the side of the road. That kind of creeps me out.
No, don't meet a guy on the side of the road, but that is a sign for you. What about, so there, that to me, because while she was talking, I was like, your man is right around where you are. So I feel like your man could be like at the nearest pub to where you live. Or Dudney Trunk Road. What is on Dudney Trunk Road?
Lakes.
oh, maybe he's fishing, and I got like, maybe you got to go with your sister. Do you have a sister?
Or at a campground.
I live with my sister. There's a campground there.
I would definitely cruise the campground. A hot little daisy shorts.
Oh my God.
I feel that she's gonna meet someone while she's
it's outside.
I don't even know where I put my card now. It's gone.
And look, with your son. You might meet somebody with your son.
He might not. I don't know that he'd be into that.
Who would? Your
Austin.
son wouldn't even know. You'd be yapping some dude at the beach while he's swimming.
He foresees every guy that's in my vicinity, and if I even look his way, he's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Oh yeah.
You're gonna tell mommy needs
like
to
my
break.
husband.
You're gonna have to break that one. Ask him, what kind of guy do you think I should be with then, son? And pull up, the men's hairdressing magazine. I definitely see this year, though, being a relationship year for you. So I see that around you. Maybe even at, what's that creek? Crystal Creek?
Suicide Creek,
Not Suicide Creek. Which one? What is that creek? Crystal Mountain, that one outside of Mission.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I can see it, but I can't think of the name right now.
Like some Crystal Creek. That's where I saw my first ferry. I bet you're meant to.
Cascade Falls.
Cascade Falls.
Mm-hmm.
I get goosebumps there about a dude.
Okay.
So, yeah, just hang out in the summer, make it your thing, like go to different places, because I feel like you're meant to meet someone outside. And it's still kind of cold and gross, but until then you're in a healing thing. I'll let Crystal go.
Okay, well, yeah, I do feel like there has been a lot of contemplating on your part as of late, and I think that is kind of the right thing for you to be doing. I mean, you have the Hermit in the crowning position with the King of Swords in your current position. I think that there has been a sense of you kind of focusing on the energy around you via the filter of a wounding. So, you get the Five of Pentacles in your sorry, I forget the position, the one underneath the one underneath. And I feel like that is kind of the substance that you're kind of been working with a lot. And I don't mean to say that you should abolish that. I think it does need to be looked at, but I think in part it needs to be looked at differently, because I think what you're doing is you're taking it on as an identity, rather than, hey, this is where I feel like where I am at. It's almost like, this is how I feel I am.
That is so powerful.
And I think that right there is problematic for you. And I think that part of the reason why you have been in this sense of this mental sense in this hermit mode is for you to kind of try to unravel that. Because in the past, I do see that you had a connection, or maybe more than one, that you felt like maybe you didn't have the appropriate skills to handle them, or they didn't have the appropriate skills to handle what was needed for it. And part of that, part of the lesson for you there, I mean, I don't really know if it was so much destined, but I feel like if you're going to take a diamond out of the rough regarding the situation, it was that it was meant for you to rebirth yourself into really refining what it is that you want through what you now know that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if that makes sense.
All of that is so powerful. I have goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah, so I think like right now, part of your journey is taking the time to really reflect on where you've been and where you would like to see yourself go. And also just doing your best to kind of be as mindful and present in your day-to-day activities as possible, and be able to, like, I mean, I know this is a little bit like, maybe it's a bit corny, but like gratitude journal, like little 5 points a day, like, what did I have today that I was really grateful for?
Maybe create one.
It could be simple stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be anything grandiose, right?
You can make a gratitude journal in your publishing class.
There you go. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like, so part of your challenge here is to learn how to move without like informing your movement with like baggage. Okay, so like just like fresh slate kind of moves, rather than, okay, yeah, I'll take the step, but like this will probably happen kind of thing. Not like that. And because that will set you up for the kind of stability that you're looking for if you can move that way. And don't be resistant to, like, there's a sense of like you being resistant to like, how would I say it? Like, I got like so many cards out here. There's a sense of resistance to like part of your pain body. Like, there's something that you aren't looking at properly. Like, again, I think it is connected with the affirming the 5 of Pentacles kind of feeling, but it's like when you get to a place where you're kind of like, you kind of reflect, and then there's like a bit of a wall, like you just won't go there, like, because it hurts or whatever. And so you kind of just like, I don't know, it could be a trauma response, I don't really know, but like there is a little bit of like a block there. So that's just something to be mindful of. But I do see that, like, you know, in your hopes and your fears position, you do have the Ace of Cups, and I think that's kind of poignant, because I think like it is something you really want. I think you want to have something that feels emotionally fulfilling and new and fun, and something like that'll kind of spark, right? And yet I think you're also really afraid of it. Yeah, for a few different reasons. One, that you're going to end up having to walk away from it for some reason, like whatever reason. And just because also it's the unknown, you don't know, right? You take chances and you don't know. But I do feel like attached to this is that when you decide to go on that journey of getting to understand your heart better, like, this opportunity for an Ace of Cups will be unexpected. It won't be like on a dating app or something like that. Like, it will be like when you're just like, I see like your outcome position is the 8 of Pentacles, and you're just gonna be working. You're gonna be doing, like, not necessarily your job. You might be doing your job, but you're gonna be focused on something. Like, whatever you're like really feeling passionate about, like, and focused on right now, it might be attached to that. But I feel like the more energy you put into something that you're passionate about, it'll all fall into place. And I felt like something like an advice, kind of something that would be good for you to do is, like, if you write, like journaling and shit, like, it doesn't have to be journaling, but just writing something. Write your story, write your dreams, however you do. Like, if there is any kind of propensity towards writing, that, just keep doing that if you're doing it, or do it.
I love writing.
That's all I have. Okay, awesome. Yes, yeah. I love writing too. Yeah, so you know what? I'm just gonna say, like, side note, and this is just, I've found, I mean, I had a really difficult emotional experience that, I mean, to be 100% honest, I'm still working through some aspects of it, but one of the main things that helped me understand myself most through the whole process, never mind the other people or the other stuff involved in it, was writing it down. Write it out. Just write it out.
Like what happened, like just my
Well,
experience.
for me, it's in the form of a memoir. You don't have to go that
That's
route.
what I've been wanting to do.
Well,
Do you know
maybe
that
that's
I
something to
have?
start on.
I did an anxiety journal to help me.
Yeah.
Like I published one so I could release all the shit that, you know, I need to release at the end of every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Welcome.
I'm gonna stop the recording. So thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a good
everyone.
night. We'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Bye.